Hello everyone and welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be taking you through my everyday hair routine, specifically my everyday hair routine with hot rollers. I'm going to be teaching you my technique for hot rollers, how I put them in, how I make them stay, and all of that fun stuff. I love this hairstyle. I feel so sleek and put together in it. I feel like it's a really nice, still loose curl, almost more like a blowout look, but you're getting it with hot rollers. It's a little bit easier on your hair than an air wrap would be. It's also a lot more inexpensive than an air wrap would be. So let's get right into it. Please stay tuned on how to get this hair look. Alright, I went ahead and plugged my hot rollers in. These need about 10 to 15 minutes to heat up. These are the Remington hot rollers. You can still buy these, and honestly, I think you can find this exact like color on Amazon, but they have a new version that's pink and white, and I've literally had these since middle school, so they last a long time. They're a great investment. They're like maybe $20. Such a good hair tool. So I'm gonna let those heat up for a second, and I'm going to prep my hair. Right now, the heat protectant that I'm using is the Chi 44 Iron Guard. I like this. There is a living proof one that I want to try, but I really go in heavy with this. I already have semi-damaged hair just from getting highlights and stuff, and so I like to make sure that I'm protecting it as much as I can. So I'm gonna go in sections and just literally spray this all through. It's going to make my hair a little wet, and so I have to make sure that I leave time to let that dry, which is why I want to try the living proof one, because the living proof is a dry spray, and so it doesn't make your hair wet, which would be nice. After I spray a section, I just make sure that I brush it through. I feel like that also kind of helps it get more evenly distributed. Next section. I like to do 3 sections. I could probably get away with 2, but just to make sure everything is really sprayed down with this heat protectant spray. I have never had any trouble with hot rollers damaging my hair. I have used a Dyson Airwrap, I've used a curling iron, I've used a straightener to make curls. These might be the top tool that I feel like does not damage my hair. And I think it's because the hot roller itself almost has this like fabric layer to it, and so your hair isn't being touched by anything metal. There's literally no science behind that. That's just my own opinion. Last section, spray it around. Then I make sure that I get the back of my hair as well. And again, just brush that through. All right, I'm gonna let my hair dry with the heat protectant on it for about 10 minutes. I'm gonna let the hot rollers continue to heat up, and then I'll be back. All right, we are ready to get started. I did just go through and brush my hair out one more time just to make sure I didn't have any weird clumps of the heat protectant. You can kind of feel it in your hair if you don't get it evenly dispersed and like brushed out, so just be careful on that with this product. It is a nice heat protectant. I just want to try a dry spray. All right, let's get started. So the Remington hot rollers have 2 sizes, the big and the small size. I mostly use the big size, and then I use the smaller size kind of around the crown of my head, but I'll show you. I always start on my mohawk section. That's how I like to do hot rollers. I feel like it makes my front pieces look really nice. So I'm gonna take a I would say about 1-inch section right at the front of my mohawk section. I'm going to brush it through. I'm going to take my hot roller, oh, you can't really see that, can you? Let me scoot back. I'm gonna take my hot roller underneath my hair, wrap the end around, tuck the end in, and then I'm gonna start rolling my hair down. Before I get to the root of my hair, I'm going to twist it and roll it all the way down. I do this because I think that holds the hot roller the best way. I think it takes a little bit of the volume at the root out, but if I don't do it like that, I feel like my hot roller is just falling out and they won't actually stay in. When you're clipping it in, you want to kind of get a little bit of hair in with it and really like wedge that clip in so it won't go anywhere. And then I'm going to take a section right behind that and again brush it through. Hot roller underneath your hair, wrap your ends, make sure you tuck your end under when you start rolling so it stays, and then right before you get to your root, twist and keep rolling. Then take your clip, get a little bit of hair underneath, and then wedge that roller in. And voila! I'm gonna do 2 more sections down the back of my head, about the same width as the ones on the top. And then we are ready to move on to the sides. So this is left side of my body. I take, again, probably about a 1-inch section of hair. On my left side, I take the hot roller on top of the hair, get those ends in, and then I roll it up. I don't have to twist on this side because I'm starting out with that hair underneath the hot roller, and that's how I like to clip it in. This creates the direction of the curl that I want away from my face on this side of my hair. Again, hot roller on top of the hair on the left side. Get those ends rolled up, tuck them in, and then keep rolling. You don't twist on the left side. Take your clip, clip it in. So what I've seen people comment on my videos is that they have trouble with the clipping in. You want to get that roller as close to your head as possible, and you want to use your clip to grab a little bit extra hair to wedge that hot roller in so it doesn't go anywhere. I'm going to switch to the right side and show you. 1-inch section. On this side, hot roller goes underneath the hair. Roll those ends up and tuck them in. And then roll it up halfway there, twist it, and roll it all the way up. So you can see that the rollers look the exact same because I twisted on this side. And then again, take the clip, take a little bit of the hair right here, wedge it into the clip, and it will stay steady. All right, again, on the right side, hot roller goes underneath the hair, wrap those ends around, tuck them in, and roll it up. Twist the hot roller and continue rolling it up. Your clip goes on top of the hot roller. Grab that little extra piece of hair and wedge the clip in. Right around my ears, I use a smaller hot roller because I just think it fits better right here. We're back on our left side, so hot roller goes over top of the hair, twist it around, and roll it up. I'm gonna show you what I think a lot of people are making a mistake of when they're using hot rollers. Instead of going kind of down onto the hot roller, they're just clipping it to the side, which is gonna make that fall down. You wanna get really high on the hot roller so you can get a little bit of hair right here to act almost like it as an anchor, and then you can really wedge that clip in. Going back to my big size, hot roller goes over top of the hair, twist it around, and roll it up. Clip goes on top of the hot roller. Back to that right side. I like to switch sides like this because I don't want one side to have more setting time than the other. So right by my ear, I'm gonna use a small size. We're back on our right side, so hot roller goes underneath the hair, twist it around. I'm going back to my big hot roller, under the hair, roll it around, and roll it on up. We're twisting halfway and then rolling the rest of the way up. For my last two sections, sometimes I'll do one big hot roller, sometimes I'll do two small hot rollers, just depending on how much hair I have left. It just depends on how much hair I grab for the other sections. So for this side, I think I might do two small on this side and one small on that side. I do prefer to do small sizes on the most bottom part of my hair because this is what gets the least amount of time to set, and so I feel like it just kind of evens out. If I really want this to last, I'll do a spray with hairspray. Most times I don't. I feel like it stays pretty well, but I also feel like my hair holds curl really well. And so if you are someone that needs a little bit of extra help with it, definitely you could use more products, but at least a little bit of hairspray as they're setting is nice. I like to let these set for as long as possible. I think the longer you let them set, the better your hair looks. Like if you could let them get completely cool and then even let them sit a little longer than that, I think that's when my hair looks the best. Obviously, if I'm doing this on an everyday basis, I don't have 2 hours to let them set. And so I would say at the minimum, 30 minutes. You might get away with 20 minutes, but at least 20 to 30 minutes, I would say you need to let it fully set or else you won't have as nice of a curl. So what I will do in the morning is do my skincare, put my hot rollers in, do my makeup, and then I'll take my hot rollers out. I feel like that lets my skincare get a little time to set before I do my makeup, and then obviously it gets my hot rollers time to set, but I'm also still making progress towards my getting ready time. So that's when I leave them in for about 30 minutes while I'm doing my makeup. But yeah, I am gonna leave these in for a little bit and then I'll be back and we can take them out together. All right, it is about 45 minutes later. Time to take these out. I, of course, start at the bottom, and you want to twist the hot roller as you're taking it out, just to get that perfect ringlet curl. It's so beautiful and bouncy, I love it. I'm just gonna put these back into the little tray. Other side. Twist her out. It's so nice. This is why I love hot rollers so much, because it creates such a bouncy curl. Like, look at that. And not only that, but I just feel like it doesn't damage my hair at all. And so I feel like it's the best of both worlds. It creates such a nice look. I do feel like it gives me volume, even though I kind of do the twist where it's not really supposed to give me volume. I feel like it does. The one thing I will say about these hot rollers is that sometimes my hair has a tendency to get in between this little thing when I'm pulling them out. So just be gentle when you're taking them out and don't rip them out of your hair. I do feel like the twisting motion kind of helps with that too. All right, now let's take out the ones in the back. Same situation, just twisting it out. Then I always save the front one for last. And just twist that out. It's so bouncy, I love it. All right, just gonna find my part. All right, you kind of have two options with this hairstyle. First option is to keep it a little bit more, not messy, but a little bit more curly. And that is just to kind of separate the curls with a wide tooth comb. This one came with my Dyson, but literally any wide tooth comb will work. And this just kind of like gently separates the curls out. Voila. It just looks so good. I just feel like it makes my hair look so sleek and perfect. And I just love the way it looks. So as you can see, this piece is towards my face, but I like my front pieces to be towards my face. And then I'm okay with everything else being away from my face. And it just looks so good. I love these curls so much. I feel like they look so nice. I feel like they look so different from a traditional curling iron curl or even an air wrap. I feel like this is probably the closest you can get to an air wrap with a hot tool. So I love these. Second option is to fully brush them out with a bristled brush. This one is from Wet Brush. It has those little watermelon oil bristles on them. And so you can fully brush these out to make it like super sleek, which I have been preferring lately. I like the way that it looks when it's really, really sleek. I just think that is so pretty. I think both are nice. I feel like obviously this one is a little bit more put together, but I think they both look very, very nice. I love this. I did want to tell you about one product that I've been loving recently. So I have started using a hair growth supplement and a hair growth scalp oil, and I can see that it's working because I have a ton of little baby hairs all over my head. However, they look crazy. Like, they literally stick straight out or just straight up, and they're kind of driving me insane. Like, I'm glad my hair is growing, but I'm also like, can we hurry up and grow a little faster? Because these little tiny hairs all over my head sticking straight up, I just feel like it makes me look insane. So I recently got the Kitsch Styling Taming Wand for slicking flyaways and frizz. I have used the Day one before, and I like that one as well. This one you can get at Target, I believe, and Amazon. It's a little less expensive than the Day one. They're both good. Most people will use these for actual slick back hairstyles, but I like to use it on my everyday hair. I just make sure that I get all of the excess product off. Like, I don't want a ton of product on here. And then what I will do is literally just go over top of my hair and like lay all of these little baby hairs down. They're really bad towards the back of my hair too, and you can see them worse in some lights than you can other lights, but I literally just slick them all down, and I do feel like this is helping. If you use too much of this product on a non-slick back hair tutorial, you'll be able to like feel it in your hair, so you definitely want to use as least amount as possible. But I have been enjoying using this recently because I just don't want to look like I have little tiny hairs sticking up all over my head. That is my everyday hair tutorial with hot rollers. I hope you all enjoyed. I will link the hot rollers that I have down below. Again, really inexpensive. They're the best hair tool. Like I was saying, they have that kind of fabric feel to them, so I just feel like it doesn't damage my hair. I love the way the final result looks. This will last me all day. I will brush it out throughout the day and the curls might drop a little bit, but it really does stay nice and sleek throughout the whole day. Such an easy thing to put in. Once you get the hang of the technique, you can put them in so fast, do your makeup, take them out, and your hair is perfect all day. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!